Hi friends, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rainboots.com. Today I'm going to share how to make a light up gnome in no time at all. Boop! If you'd like to make him, just stick around. As always, please give this video a like so I know you're here crafting. So you can see here, this is any size you want to make it using pre-made or purchased, or you can cut these yourself. So this is just a wood triangle. You can cut these yourself, or you can do like I did and buy them on Etsy in a package of various sizes. So I'm going to use this one. It's not the biggest one of my set, but I thought it was a good size. These are from Dollar Tree, and they're just a battery pack operated LED light set. You can use IKEA, these style, or you can even use these style, whatever you want. Shove the little LEDs through the holes. That's all we're doing. So I just went through and I counted all of the lights that I needed because I don't really know how to splice things and make less lights on things. And then I'm just going to get an idea of where I want my beard to be at the bottom. And I'm just going to make a little mark. I'm going to scooch this up. Make a little mark on here and just saying like it will go no higher than that because what I want to do is I want to basically map out all of my drill holes. And so you'll need some paint, or you can decoupage some paper or napkins. So while we're doing this, I want to remind you, if you are new here, my subscribers in the next couple weeks are going to get a free for only subscriber pattern as a thank you. It'll be a gnome pattern. You can hot glue or sew, but I just want to remind everybody the link to sign up will be up top and down below. Okay, so you need some kind of nose, so just make an idea for that, and then whether or not you're going to use some trim. I'm going to use some trim, so I'm going to elevate these little lights. And again, we're just mapping them out so that they look in whatever pattern you want. Just don't go too high because you do need a pretty sizable drill bit. So I will put the one that is in my drill over there. I'll put the number down below, but you just basically have to get it just slightly bigger than your actual LED portion, and that's it. So I do have a piece of board to protect my crafting table. You can see my crafting table's due for a new cover soon because it's looking a little rough. But all we're going to do is go straight down 90-degree angles, start it really slow, and then you'll get through, and then you reverse your drill, and then you just dump off the goops, turn it over, and then I drill the other way too, just to sort of make sure it's open and clean. And I'll show you why in just a second. But yeah, look at that. A nice little hole. And the other side. So I will sand that in just a second to get that little thing off. But yeah, just make sure that if you didn't do your math, all we're going to do is be adhering this either sideways or straight up and down or whatever. And we're just going to make sure that this is big enough. Look at that. Math. Math for the win. Did I mention I hate doing math? But it's okay because you just hold the drill bits up to the light. You don't even have to do any math. All right, so I just did this 9 more times. And now when you do the one at the very, very top, don't get too close to the top. Don't get too close to the edges. And go really slow because this is the only one that really gave me trouble the other time I did this. So yes, I have done this before and I forgot to record it. Thought I was recording. And so that's why I made it a Christmas one because it looks exactly like my other one, just in different colors. Yeah, so now we're just going to clean this up and then take your sanding block or sandpaper and just take off all of these little, hangers on, freeloaders. Where I split the wood, all those off. See, they're just coming right off. I also gave it a sand on the side, though the ones that I bought were like super smooth. And because I was too lazy to get the real sandpaper out to stick in these little holes, I just used the corners. And you know what? It works perfectly fine and no one's going to notice. And then you just clean up your workspace and get the dust off of your little wood thing. So this is white paint. And I'm going to be putting it all over, but I also wanted it inside these little holes so it would reflect the light a little more. I don't know if it made a difference because I did this on my other one too. If you don't paint the inside of the holes, let me know. For those asking, yeah, that's a foam Q-tip. I use them for my lasers and thought that's the perfect size. So I'm going to use it for these. And this is just a foam brush with a whole bunch of white chalk paint on it. Actually, I don't even know if that's chalk paint. That is chalk paint. So just put some white paint on it. Now, the reason I'm doing the white paint is because this is wood. It's not sealed. So I'm just sealing it basically with a coat of white paint. I'll actually do two. And for those of you who don't know why we do that on wood, it's because number one, that wood is going to soak up your first layer of paint no matter what it is. So use a cheap paint. Number two, white, when you paint the base white, it makes all of the color more vibrant. And just closer to what you want, because you got to think the wood's a little yellow. I'm lazy, so I dried it with a heat gun and moved on to like literally the brightest red. And then we just try not to get a whole bunch of red paint in the little holes. Don't worry. Like no one is going to see it, but just don't try and glob it on. And I'll show you. I did glob it on in a couple holes and had to dig out the paint because I wasn't paying attention. Don't worry, it's coming up. And of course, I'm not waiting for this to dry. 2 or 3 coats depending on what paint you're working with. And then I just painted the bottom green. Let me ask you, friends, do you think you can see the bottom? Absolutely not. But I painted the very, very bottom, so if anybody picks it up. So then I was like, well, if I paint the very, very bottom, I need to paint this portion down here. So I did. And now this portion down here, even though it's going to be covered by the battery pack and the faux fur, it got covered too. So this is from the Dollar Tree. It's a little foam raising sticker thing. I don't know. It's really thin foam, but it raises it up just enough. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. So I just held that there for 30 seconds or so and just made sure that it was on there. I also like to use Velcro, sticky Velcro. So I already dumped it on there. This is just a sealant. So hold on, let me show you the front. Liquitex. This is just a sealant to protect the wood. That's it. Or not protect the wood, to protect the paint, so it doesn't like chip off. All right, so all I want to do is pop these into the back. And again, I want to start at the top because I'm going to hide all of these wires so that they don't protrude and poke out. Now you can see right there, I have a whole section where I missed painting it with the sealant, so I'll have to go back and do that. But now I'm just going to pop these in. And what's frustrating is oh, that one went in. Hold on. What's frustrating is on 1 or 2 of these, I think 2 of these, you want all the little wires in the center. This one right here, I had to go get a stick to pick out the paint on the insides because I let a little bit of the red in there. And so, yeah, just have a pokey stick, a bamboo skewer, a craft knife, whatever. And then that's all my insides of my light bulbs. And then most of them were like really tight like that one, but like, see this one, it's loose and I didn't want it to come out. So I'm just going to put a little hot glue right back here at the back. Don't put it in the hole because when I made this the last time, I put it in the hole. It just pushed glue out the front. Physics. So yeah, put it right there. And then I also just held it in front in place and then added a little bit of glue right around the edge, like a little tiny bit of glue. Because these are Dollar Tree lights, y'all. I didn't know if I was going to melt it or whatever. Okay, so now you can see, like you can't see the wires from the front and you could just twist them. You could even probably hot glue them. But again, I don't mess with electricity at all. So I just used floral wire. And you're going to see how easy I made it. I made a hook. I wrapped it around that top light. I'm not kidding. And then I just tucked all the little wires underneath it and then curved this bottom bit down here and stuck it under here because, and remember, it's raised up. So you can pull it all the way through, but I thought that might scratch my table. So I ended up hooking it and you can see the top of the hook right there. And then I just squished and made sure all of these little things were under it. Is it glued in? No. Can I adjust the lights if I need to? Yes. Again, I don't know how long these Dollar Tree lights are going to last. So if we make things future-proof, we're good. My dad used to say that. Future-proof your life. Yep, he was a planner. Okay, so now I'm just cutting faux fur, and I just literally eyeballed that, held it up to the piece, and then used an X-Acto knife to cut it off. If you are new to working with faux fur and you are not going to use a trim, here's a little trick. Fold this down. Hold it in place and just glue it all the way from one side to the other. You don't need to do this on the bottom. This will make the top look really nice. I'm, however, gonna cover that up. But I just wanted to show people who don't want to use a piece of trim, you can make it look really nice. All right, glue that on. So I did glue that a little bit higher than I needed to, and I'm going to show you why in the end. All right, just glue down your sides, making sure all of that is secure. And then you can see them. I love that acrylic sealant. It looks like it's wood grain. Okay, so here's my trim. And did I pick it off the floor? I did. It is a Dollar Tree car wash rag thing. And I like it because I've already obviously used it on other projects. Maybe this exact project last year. All right, so I'm just going to cut a piece that's at least 2 times wider than I want. And then I'm just going to glue it. Now, you may want to pull off any extra. This is not what I would call high quality material, so you may have a little straggler or two. So just glue this down. And then glue the other side in towards the middle as well. And then you're going to want to let that sit for a second just to make sure all of the hot glue is dry. Hey, if you ever feel hot glue on your fingers, use some finger guards or a face mask spatula from the Dollar Tree. Split the faux fur of the fabric backing, add a generous portion of hot glue and scoosh on a nose. Hold it. And then you can come back to this and then fold this into your desired length, or desired width, I should say. And that little seam right there will be covered up when we put it on. Now you can see I put my beard a little bit too high because it's going to mostly cover up that lower right light bulb. It's not sitting on it, but it does, like the fuzz covers it. So just glue that down all the way around. I thought about adding a pom-pom to the top, but I didn't. Again, trying to recreate what I thought I recorded last year. All right. Snip off your ends, give it a brushing, and look. This guy's all done. No pattern needed. You can make it with whatever you have on hand. You can even use any other block. And that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please sign up for the newsletter to get the free pattern coming soon. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe for more crafty fun.